This is Jarrod Horak for today's RacingDigest.com, and my Today's Racing Digest video series continues Saturday, January 25th, 2020. We're going to look at 3 stakes races on the Pegasus World Cup card at Gulfstream Park. Now, last weekend's video on January 18th, we did 3 races from Cal Cup Day at Santa Anita Park, and wound tight. We got home in the Unusual Heat Turf Classic at 3-1. Looked like he was the controlling speed in there, and he was able to get out there and control the speed and go wire to wire. So that was a nice 3-1 winner there. Let's see if we can get a few more winners on Pegasus World Cup Day 2020. And you can get the complete digest right now. It is available right now for Pegasus World Cup Day from Gulfstream Park at today's RacingDigest.com. Now, last year on Pegasus World Cup Day, they had a very successful day with that complete digest. Plenty of winners on that card. You could have made a decent amount of money if you would have picked up that Pegasus World Cup card from at today's RacingDigest.com. So it is available now if you want that. You get all the information. You get the complete digest, you get the past performances, you get the speed figures, you get analysis for each of the races with some wagering strategies, and you get the fast figs as well. So all that is available right now at today's RacingDigest.com. But let's jump into the 3 stakes races that I'm going to look at. We're going to look at Gulfstream Park Race 7, the Grade 3 Fred W. Hooper. They're going to be traveling 1 mile around 1 turn on the main track. This is a wide open race. There's a decent amount of speed in here. And some of the contenders, I think, at least for underneath, the first horse I'm going to talk about, number 7, Tale of Silence. He's going to be 10-1, probably higher than that in this race. And he's classy enough to rally and earn a share. He is 0 for 6 at Gulfstream, but he's finished 2nd or 3rd 4 times. And he is a graded stakes winner at this distance. He doesn't win that often, especially lately, and he's one that I think can rally and get a piece of this. And number 11, Epic Dreamer, is one that's going to be up on the pace, and he's 10-1 morning line. And he had a big win last time at 6 furlongs. And he's been able to handle 2 turns, but he hasn't been quite as effective. And I think in the shorter distance and a 1-turn mile could be good for him. The problem is there is some other speed, and he's stuck outside, but he doesn't have to go to the lead. But he is sharp, and he's one to at least consider to be a pace factor at the very least. The 5, Phat Man, he is 10-1 morning line. Now, I liked him in the Harlan's Holiday last time out. He was 28-1, and he rallied to finish 2nd in that race. Now, Irad Ortiz Jr. rode him there. He's going to ride him back. He's won 3 times at 1 mile. He's going to get pace to chase, and he's one at a price to look at least underneath. And if it really melts down, he could get the job done. Now, my top 2 contenders in here. My second contender is going to be number 8, Free Enterprise. Is my second choice, 4-1 morning line for trainer Chad Brown. He's run 5 times. He's finished 1st or 2nd in all 5 of those races, and he did capture his last 2 starts. So he's lightly raced. He's a 5-year-old gelding. He's a stalker. He should work out a decent trip. It's just a question of value. From the Chad Brown barn, you have a promising runner with some upside. He might take more money than he should. So we'll keep an eye on that morning line. If the 4-1 or higher, he looks a bit interesting. But I'm going to go with the 10, Gray Magician, 6-1 morning line. He's had success at the 1 mile distance. He's had success mostly around 2 turns. I think that this 1-turn mile could suit him well. And looking at the pace scenario, and I was looking at this race, I wanted to have a horse that had at least some tactical speed with a decent kick at the end as well. And Gray Magician is that horse. He's got tactical speed. He should sit a good trip out in post 10. He should be out in the clear, stalking the pace. He has plenty of stamina, so I'm not worried about a wide trip. He's had plenty of 2-turn races under his belt. So this 1-turn mile should do well based on the pace scenario. Joel Rosario is going to ride. He does well with trainer Peter Miller. I just think that this looks like a really good spot for Gray Magician. If he's 6-1 or higher, I don't want to. If they bet him down, I don't know that I want to play him at 3-1, 5-2. But if I can get at least 9-2 or higher on Gray Magician, he looks like a solid contender, especially from a trip standpoint. Let's go to Gulfstream Park Race 9, the Grade 2 Inside Information, and they're going to be traveling 7 furlongs on the main track. And this is a race that has a lot of pace in it. And let's pull up the Fast Figs. This is going to be our Fast Figs Spotlight race. If you've been watching these Today's Racing Digest videos, you know I've been featuring the Fast Figs. It's a very profitable number for Today's Racing Digest. A speed figure, a class figure, all rolled into one number. And they've had a lot of success. And if you want to learn more about the Fast Figs, There's more information in the description in this video. But the top horse from the Fast Figs, Spice Perfection with a 134, and she is your morning line favorite. Pink Sands has a 132, and she's a late runner. And then Blamed with a 131. And that one will be my fourth choice because I don't know that the pace really suits this one. A horse that has route speed, turning back, really likes to go to the front, probably not going to see the front in here. And this one just may be a prep for longer races down the road. So Blamed is my fourth choice. Does fit on the numbers. I'm just not sure about the trip. My third choice is going to be the 2, Wildwood's Beauty, 12-1 morning line. Likes Gulfstream Park and 7 furlongs. It's probably her best distance. And she does have the right patient running style as well to do well. But she has mostly faced Florida bred company. This is a class test for her. But we know she likes the track. We know she likes the distance. And she's 12-1. So she's probably worth a play just based on that. Number 11, Pink Sands, is going to be my second choice. 8-1 morning line. Now, this one's a big late runner. And she's another one. She likes Gulfstream Park. She's 3 for 4. She exits a nice win in a 1-turn mile in the Grade 3 Rampart at Gulfstream. And she's going to be finishing in here. She's going to have to pass a lot of horses, though. But the pace should be melting down. I can't go against Spice Perfection in here. She is 8-5. I was looking for some value. I considered my other contenders on top, but Spice Perfection just seems like the most likely winner of this race. Now, last time she got out there and she controlled the pace and stole the Go for One. That was a Grade 3 on December 7th at Aqueduct at a 1-turn mile. So this 7 furlong distance is actually her best distance. But the runner-up from the Go for One, Saguaro Row, came back and won the Interborough Stakes at Aqueduct on January 20th. So she beat a quality foe last time out. Spice Perfection, she's versatile. She can stalk, she can close, she can go to the front if there's no speed. Well, there's certainly speed in this race. So I think she's going to be probably striking from somewhere in mid-pack. She's a 2-time Grade 1 winner at this 7 furlong distance. I just think she's classier than these, and she's probably better than these. And if she runs her race, she's probably going to win the inside information. Finally, Gulfstream Park Race 12. Let's look at the Grade 1 Pegasus World Cup, a 1 1/8 on the main track. Now, our two favorites in here, Omaha Beach, number 5, number 9, Spun to Run, they both had to scratch. Omaha Beach had some kind of ankle issue. Spun to Run broke out in the hives, so they're out. And Spun to Run was probably going to be up on the pace, and Omaha Beach was probably going to be stalking the pace. So now there's much less pace in this event. And let's look at some of the contenders. The 7, War Story, is a bit interesting. He's an 8-year-old gelding. He had a nice victory at Gulfstream against Graded Company last time out. Now, he likes this 1 1/8 distance. He's going to be a nice price. Joel Rosario is going to ride. He'll probably be stalking the pace. I just don't know that he's good enough. He's run in this race before and he hasn't done well. He's faced top company and sometimes he's struggled. Sometimes in the past he's done well. But he's one that's in decent form. He's got tactical speed. And he could at least finish somewhere in the top 4. Now, the 2, Tax, is one that should really sit a good trip in here. He's going to probably save ground, stalking the pace, and this is his preferred distance. So he does some of his best work at a 1 1/8, tactical speed, saving all the ground. He's run fast enough to at least threaten the top contenders in this race multiple times. He still has some upside as a newly turned 4-year-old, and Tax is one that could run well in this spot. Now, the 10, Mucho Gusto, is probably going to be your favorite now that the 2 favorites have scratched. And he does run well fresh for trainer Bob Baffert, and he is firing bullet workouts for this event. Now, he's good enough to win this, but one of the concerns I've always had with Mucho Gusto is when he gets in races at 9 furlongs or longer, he just doesn't win. Now, he's 5 for 6 in his life when he's run races up to a 1 1/16, but he's 0 for 4 at a 1 1/8 or longer. So he's going to stalk outside. Irad Ortiz Jr. is going to ride, but he's probably not going to offer a lot of value. As the favorite, he should sit a decent enough trip. I just don't know if he can win at these longer distances. I'm going to go with the 6, Higher Power, is my top choice in here for trainer John Sadler. Now, he's capable of securing an early position. I think that's key. At least get forward and at least get into a stalking position. But he's got to get out of the gate because he hasn't done that in his last 2 starts. Now, he tracked the pace in the Pacific Classic, a Grade 1 at Del Mar last summer. He ran away with that one. And if he runs that race, it's over. He's just better than these horses based on that effort. But since that effort, he stumbled at the start, and then he rallied for 3rd in the Awesome Again at Santa Anita. prepping for the Breeders' Cup Classic. And in that race, he looked like he was going to be the controlling speed, but he stumbled at the start. He had no shot. And then in the Breeders' Cup Classic, he breaks slow in that race. And then he rallies to finish third, which was a solid enough effort. He's really training well for this race. And I think if he breaks and at least doesn't have a bad start, I think he's going to win. Because his Pacific Classic victory is just better than anything else. Nothing wrong with his last 2 efforts against Grade 1 company. This race is really watered down now after Omaha Beach and Spun the runner out. And now I think Higher Power is going to be the one to beat. And he's probably not going to be the favorite because they're going to jump on number 10, Mucho Gusto, for trainer Bob Baffert. Now, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make some comments in the comments section. If you're interested, again, in the Pegasus World Cup Day of Complete Digest, you can find that at todaysracingdigest.com. And that includes the Fast Figs and my Santa Anita full card. Each and every day, you can purchase that at todaysracingdigest.com. And for Pegasus World Cup Day, I have all the stakes races from Pegasus World Cup Day included in my Santa Anita Park full card. That will wrap up this week's video. I'll be back next week with another stakes race from around the country.